Hi, this is part 4 of Talks About Ascension. I'm here as Archangel Michael to disclose more information about the Ascension process. And I welcome all star seeds, light workers, and those souls that are open to guidance from us of the angelic realms of the Galactic Federation of Light to assist you at this moment in time. Now we ask that you realize that there's an inner stillness within you, and it is inside, beyond all the thoughts that you experience, beyond all the motions that you experience. And this inner stillness is similar to how there's a stillness inside of the waves that you experience in your life. And these waves include all the drama, all of the chaos, all of the judgments, all of the criticisms. And these waves start to subside, meaning they start to calm down the more you still the mind, meaning stilling the mind isn't feeling as if you need to control the mind, meaning you need to control every thought that comes into your head, which is what you would notice naturally if you try to do this. It actually increases the level of thoughts that come inside of your head. So instead of trying to do that, we see a lot of star seeds and light workers are having a lot of difficulty doing that. As far as stilling the mind, it takes just taking a few deep breaths and then just being aware of the patterns that come. Now, the first few thoughts are usually going to be a few judgments, like, what do I have to say? What am I listening to right now? Is this really real or not? Are you really Archangel Michael? Is there really a Galactic Federation of Light? What are archangels? These are the questions that we see that souls are asking now. Now, such souls come from here. They come from ego, meaning it's similar to asking what an archangel is similar to asking what a president is. So you can see that archangels are here to provide protection that's invisible to the 3D eyes. So even though we exist inside of physical forms, this is true, we also exist on a higher frequency. So on this higher frequency, then we exist beyond time, beyond what you label as time. So beyond time, there's a level of compassion, there's a level of dedication, there's a level of strength that you feel when you're able to exist beyond this state. So everything that's allowed to stand still, meaning all of your presence that is here and now, is allowed to elevate the more you focus within. So instead of focusing on such questions as, why am I here? What do I need to do? How can I better assist the ascension process? What do I need to actually be doing? It's more about being. So you notice that we often, as your ascended masters, send you signs on your number clocks over and over again: 333, 444, 555. Now, in this case, this is not about doing. It's about an awakening. This awakening is inside of yourself. So as you awaken, what's happening is you're starting to detach from the story of your life, meaning I grew up in here, and I grew up in this state, and I moved to this country, or I moved to this country, and then I was taught this language, and then I went to this school, and now I went to this job, and I went to this career, and then I had this family, and now I'm here, and now what do? Now this is how most souls live in. This is the unawakened state, because this is the story of the ego. The ego has a story. Now every soul on this earth that has been taught and raised up in society has often been taught to attach to ego, meaning to attach to the story of your life. Now this story is starting to fade the more you start to be within and detach from the ego. The more you're being within, what's happening is you're detaching from that story that says that you're, this person that grew up on this street, and ever since you've known, you've been this person. Now that is an identity with ego, meaning you attach to a certain certain personality, you attach to a certain name, you attach to a certain school, you attach to a certain career, you attach to a certain job. Now these attachments need to be released in order to ascend. In no way are we saying quit your jobs, in no way are we saying stop telling people what school you went to, in no way are we saying stop telling people the place you grew up in. What we are saying is to stop identifying who you are with that story. Now, once you stop identifying who you are with that story, then you can start to elevate beyond that story. Now, this story is not a collective sense of who you are, which is what is taught, meaning you're often taught that your memories are actually who you are, but that's not the case. If it was the case, then you would clearly be able to live right now, and everyone would be able to see all your memories now, meaning you'd be able to be living in those memories now. But since those memories are gone, meaning you no longer can relive those memories now, you're able to just be here now or to reflect. Now, if you're reflecting, you're mainly focused on mind centering attachments, meaning um, belief systems of what happened or what shouldn't happen. Um, Now, these are all part and attached to memories stored in the mind. So, beyond that is your consciousness. Now, this is the evolution. This is the next step. The next step is going beyond the ego. Beyond the ego, what's beyond the ego? Beyond the ego is who you really are. Now, what's beyond the story? Beyond the story is who you really are. Can you know who you are when you exist beyond the ego? Yes. You would know who you are from within, from your intuitive knowing. You don't know who you are right here. You only know what you've been taught. You know a name. Hi, my name is Jim. My name is Tom. My name is Centurion. My name is Paul. My name is Peter. My name is Jessica. My name is Jamie. My name is Harmony. Those are ego attachments, meaning that's not who you truly are to just say a label. Now, the key in living beyond this label is when you're actually able to perform a role. It is similar to saying that you're an engineer. And for someone that is unaware of what an engineer does, you can clearly see that engineers build bridges. Engineers help design buildings. And engineers help design new technology in different ways. Now, being an engineer is similar to being a soul or star seed or a light worker. Um, Regardless of a label, you can have the skills. It's similar to having the skills of being an engineer, but if you're not building the bridges, then you're not using your talents and your abilities that you're sent here to do. So this is similar to a star seed and light worker. So you have these talents, you have this information. Where does this information come from? A lot of souls are asking right now. This information is coming from the central sun, meaning the central core is releasing information into the universe, and it's going through the solar system, and it's healing and upgrading those souls that are being more within and more still within. Now, this information is what you're here to do, your mission here, your assignment here. Um, Similar to graduating from school, you turn in all your assignments. Now, these assignments are information. You're passing out information, meaning when you're awakened, you're being creative naturally. You're creating from within. Now, you notice I'm not reading quotes to you right now. I'm not reading, what's on the wall on the blackboard or anything like that. I'm simply speaking from source within. Now, this source within is all knowing, meaning it's all connecting to the information that's needed to convey to those star seeds and light workers that are here to be open to more information. Now, this is where your inner guidance has a key ability, meaning your inner guidance is here to awaken. As you awaken, what's happening is you're starting to harmonize more with life. Now, this means that forgiveness comes more naturally. This means that living in peace comes more naturally. This means that inner knowing comes more naturally. So there's no need to resort more to here than here, because the shift is here in the intuitive knowing. So how do you know that you are alive? You feel it. Were you taught that you are alive? Yes. And what is the basis that you were taught on based on how you're alive? You're taught you're alive if you can actually see, if you can actually feel and use your five senses. Now, this is a sense of limitation when it comes to the higher dimensions, because a sense of being alive is actually living in the moment and embracing the fullness and the energy inside of you. And that is where you truly become alive, meaning you are able to exist beyond just, oh, I can see this and that must make it what makes it real, or I can feel this computer, or I can feel this table, or I can see this sunset, and that's how I'm able to feel alive. And that's not true, in the sense that that's just what you're taught. You're taught to look around and know you're alive from just looking around. Now, when you're looking around, your attention is outside of you. You're looking over here at the sun, you're looking over here at the moon, you're looking over here at that person. Now the aliveness, that connection that you're looking for is within. It's invisible. Life itself is invisible. So how can you awaken within when you're focused on your outside reality as your only real reality? And what happens when you lose that favorite bike that you enjoyed? What happens when you lose your best friend? What happens when you lose attachment to a form? Is when you experience a sense of trauma. Now, this trauma is what allows you to align within to that inner energy within. So that way, it's traumatizing. Yes, your five senses and what you see, and it's for this reason. It's allowing you to realize a sense of connection within. So what comes and goes is form. Form comes and goes. So with this background, with everything that exists in terms of physicality, is in a cycle. So it's birth, and it has a cycle of death in terms of physical. But in between that cycle is what actually allows that form to exist. Now, what allows that form to exist is the actual reality of the form itself. So when you're able to exist beyond the form, then you're able to harmonize from within. So you're not focusing your entire reality on 3D, on what you just physically see. Because when you do that, then you're still staying in duality. Because this shift is about being inward. Most society is taught to be outward. So when you shift inward, then your experience in life is flipped. You're no longer existing as if everything that exists is only in the physical form. So this is where your consciousness is elevated, and this is where you're allowed to enter into a state of who you are within as source. So yeah, that's all I'm going to stay in this clip for right now. Send you much peace, happiness, and joy by your acceptance. We are the Angelic Realms. We are the Galactic Federation of Light. And much peace, harmony, and joy forever.